Hello and welcome. I decided to hop on here at the last minute. I've got a few minutes of time this morning. I really wanted to come on here live and talk about something that's really, really important right now. So, I'm going to talk about you are being invited right now. You're actually being nudged, you're being pushed into your next level of leadership. I did a couple days ago, I did a short video and I was talking about there's a number of my clients who are going through these massive identity deaths. And it's happening one after another. Okay. Like it's literally like it's almost like every time I hop on a call now, I'm like, okay, what is this? What is my client going to tell me? It happened again yesterday. And so I decided to hop on here and really talk about what's going on because we are at a massive pivotal moment in our history, in our evolution. And if right now you are feeling really uncomfortable, like things are shifting, you don't know what's going on, maybe things have slowed down, I'm here to tell you that it is very likely it could be a massive identity death that you are going through right now. And the reason why it's happening, and I'm going to talk about why it's happening in this video here today, in this live here today. Okay, so what I'm seeing happening with my clients, and it might be happening with you, is first of all, things have slowed right down, like slowed right down. Like it doesn't seem to matter what they do, they can't seem to really get anywhere. They don't feel very inspired, they don't feel very motivated, there's not a lot of get up and go, okay? And there's also an acknowledgement that what they've been doing isn't working, right? But what's also been happening in this time is there has been this big realization that what they've been doing for a very long time, literally could be decades, they don't know why they've been doing it, and they realize at this deep and profound level that it's not working anymore. So now when I say an identity death, I don't necessarily mean like it's a label. It's how you've shown up in this world. So say, for instance, you are the person that holds it all together. Everybody else is in chaos, and everybody else is dealing with things with a lack of emotional maturity, and you're the one that always keeps it together. And at this point, you're going to yourself, why do I keep doing that? I keep suffering. I'm carrying everybody else along. Why have I spent my life doing that? These are the types of identity deaths I'm talking about. Or I have believed this one thing my whole life, and I've built my whole life around this one belief. And all of a sudden going, I don't think that's true. I actually don't think, like, why have I done this? So these are deep and profound. And 2025 was always meant to be a year of completions and endings, wrapping things up. Because 2026, we're moving into a whole new energy and things are going to be moving much faster, even faster than they are right now, but faster in terms of how quickly you can evolve and create success. Now, before I continue on about this, what I want to say about these identity deaths too is they may or may not feel related to your career. But as we all know by now, this myth, this notion that who you are in your career is different to who you are in your personal life is a complete fallacy. It was a created paradigm of be this other person at work, right? Who you are, how you show up at work is who you are at your core, okay? So if you right now you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm going through it, but it's in my personal life, what I'm here to tell you is it's affecting your career. So because right now what we're doing is we are evolving into the next level of leaders. Okay. So if you're listening to this right now, if you're still tuned into this, it's because I'm here to tell you this, and I want this to really land for you right now. It's because the universe, life, God, source, infinite intelligence, whatever it is, whoever you believe in, is saying to you right now, you are meant to lead yourself differently. You are meant to have a different role. You are meant to show up differently in your life. And you cannot take your old identity with you. You cannot take those beliefs. You cannot show up the same way you have been. Because what most people are doing right now is they are who they are, right? They have an identity and they are who they are, and they're not getting there. We can see this everywhere we look in the world. People are on a hamster wheel. They just keep working harder and harder and harder and harder, and they're not getting anywhere. And there's a reason for that. It's because what's being asked of you as we move into this new paradigm is you need to evolve into a different version of yourself. Because once you do that, what happens is you actually take different actions. And remember, we are all energy. Okay, we are all energy. And I will keep saying this and keep saying this because it is so critically important. You cannot be the same person you've been to evolve into the next version of you, to evolve into the person that you actually came here to be. Right now, what's happening is there's a deep remembering. I've actually been dealing with a cold the last week, and I ended up watching a lot of Netflix and YouTube, as you can imagine. And I was watching this interview, this podcast show with Greg Braden. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's not actually somebody I've watched very often at all. I don't know his work, but he's deeply connects spirituality and science and all these really cool and amazing things. And he was saying, right now it's a battle for your humanness. There's a battle on this earth for your humanness. And of course, the corporate system has told you it's not about your humanness, it's about your output, right? But this is all tying together. So what you're doing is you're beginning to remember your humanness. This is the place we are at in this world. Is, like I said, God, source, life, infinite intelligence is saying to you, can you remember who you really are before the world taught you to be something? Because we were all taught how to be, what life really was, what success was, how to show up. We were all taught these things, right? But who are you beneath all that conditioning? And what's happening right now is so many are taking off these massive layers of conditioning because you are not those things. You are not those things. And you know what? It can feel uncomfortable. And this is why I'm sharing more about this right now in this live today, because I have been through all of these. I've been through all of this. And you know what? First of all, it's not comfortable because we've not been taught how to navigate this. We've never been taught, what do you do when this happens? So much of leadership and personal development teaches strategy, and that's why so much of it falls short. I mean, corporate system invests billions and billions and billions of dollars each year in leadership development, and it's not working. And it's because we haven't come back to this basic level of what is your identity? Who are you being? How are you showing up? But that's what's being asked of you right now. And if you're going through this time right now where everything is still, everything is just slowed right down, it's because you're being asked to let go of a big part of who you have been, likely for your entire life. Your entire life. We are walking into a new paradigm. And I want to talk about the new paradigm just in a moment here, because it's really important for us to all understand, what does this actually mean? Because it's bigger than most people think it is. Way bigger. But right now, I want to say to you, if you're in this place where you are going through this identity death, and I'm going to use the word death because it is a part of you is leaving, there is a grieving process. But life is slowing down right now. If you feel like everything, like this doesn't matter what you do, nothing is helping you move forward, it's because you're not supposed to be moving forward right now. You're not supposed to be taking massive action in the world. Of course, the world's conditioning you to believe that's what you're doing wrong. If you don't have the results, you're not doing enough. That's not always the case. Of course, sometimes it is. For the majority of people right now, it is about changing who you be. So if right now you're in this place, slow down, be in stillness. Now, this may be the hardest thing for you to do. I am a high achiever. I am a high performer. I am all those things right along with you. But in the last 5 or 6 years, I have learned, and I've had to learn, how to slow down. Because the new era, I'm going to start talking about this right now, the new era, the new paradigm that we're in is about doing less and receiving more. But the key to all this is your energy. The key is your energy. So what is the new paradigm? And, actually, before I talk about the new paradigm, I wanted to say that there's something really great happening right now. Because when you're in this, I know it can be really uncomfortable. If right now you're undergoing this new identity, this identity death, what you're actually being initiated into is this next level version of yourself because you are one of the new paradigm leaders. And that's freaking awesome. Like, I know it's tough to go through this, but from where I'm looking, first of all, I've been through this and I know what it's like on the other side if you trust the process. But I'm also looking at this going, okay, all these people, conscious, awakened people, are letting go so they can step into this new version of themselves. And this is amazing because this is what the world needs. So I want you to also feel some excitement around this. Like you are actually being led and guided to a greater version of yourself, which is freaking awesome. Okay. Just want to plant that seed there. But what is the new paradigm? So the new paradigm isn't just, oh, AI is coming in here. No, it's one of the things that's going on right now. If you can think about it, humanity has been on this road for a very long time. Now, we've had technological advances, yes, but I want you to look deeper at the foundation of who we have been. We've been steeped in fear, lack, and scarcity. Okay. That is so prevalent. That affects everything we do. We have been taught to believe that we're just these humans. We're not that magical. We're not that powerful. We're all just victims to this world. It's just happening to us. The foundation of that is changing. Like we're talking deep stuff that's going on right now. Because, and to go back what I was saying about that interview that I watched with Greg Braden, we've been taught to ignore like our humanness, like who we really are, or at our core, our souls. Like, don't you find this fascinating that you're in this world? Like, how did you get here? Like, I think these things are fascinating. But we're starting to really dive into these things, like who am I as a person? And like, why is reality the way it is? Because we need to shift. We need to shift. This is not about just doing more on the same highway that we've been on for hundreds and thousands of years. This is actually lifting yourself up and going, no, I'm over here actually. I'm way more powerful than I ever thought I was. I'm way more talented and brilliant. And we're understanding how energy is affecting our reality. So this isn't a small shift. You can't just change your strategy, or I'm just going to try a new tactic, which is what we've been taught. If the results aren't there, try a new strategy. Oh, you've got to get more up on AI. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. That needs to go away. It's not about doing more and changing your strategy. This is about actually going, I'm not this person. I'm not this victim. We've been taught to be victims. We've been taught to look to the outside world for all our validation, when the truth of the matter is all the answers are within you. That's what we're moving towards. So this is not just some little, I'm just going to pick a new strategy and I'm going to tweak something on my resume, or I'm going to just do some little shift. Now, this is happening over years and years and years. This is not happening overnight, but right now we are at a pivotal point where there are a whole number of you. And I know if you're still watching it, this is you. Because if it wasn't you, you would have turned me off right now. You absolutely would have turned this off and go, what is this lady talking about? If you're still listening, it's because this is you. This is you. You're being elevated because you have a greater role to play in this new paradigm, this new era of leadership. So the question only then becomes like, what are you going to do about it, right? What are you going to do about it? So I'm going to leave this here. What I also want to say is, of course, I have one-on-one sessions available. I've got whole programs. I've got, tons of things to offer for support. And what I also want to say here is, if this is you, reach out to me. A lot of my clients have their companies pay for this. And I think we've been taught also to believe that leadership comes through your company, leadership development, because this is really what I'm teaching. I'm teaching leadership development. It's just done differently because the old way doesn't work. But your company has a vested interest in you actually elevating into this next level of leadership. So if you're wanting to move forward, reach out to me and we can talk about how to create a proposal that actually aligns with your company's goals but gives you the support that you need. Because I've heard this so many times, is that often the mentors and coaches that we are sort of assigned when we're in corporate by our company don't align with us. And then we don't get anywhere. It ends up being a whole waste of time and money, which isn't great for anyone. So if that's something you're looking towards having your company pay for it, reach out to me and we can have a chat. All right, beautiful soul. I hope this was super helpful and I will talk to you soon.